I'm gonna take a little bit of a chance here and do a big group. Let's just see what happens. I'm gonna smoke these guys first, reducing their chance to hit me a little bit and letting me get in close without being seen. And then we're gonna go for a stun. We're gonna root them, and then we're gonna put Bonfire underneath. Here's the stun. We're gonna AoE root. I'm gonna wait for one more second to make sure everything's rooted. Re-rooting. Throw Bonfire underneath. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what I like to call the dance party build. It's just so fun. Turning on hot feet, continuously rooting them. Now I'm going to turn on enervating field for my radiation secondary. And that's all I'm doing. I'm just sitting here stacking my AoE roots to keep them inside a bonfire, while hot feet does some AoE damage for me. And then we're just going to keep bonfires underneath them. Look at that, the minions are dying. All while they're rooted. This guy's over here being an asshole. He doesn't want to join the bonfire party, so I'll just hold him. I call this the dance party build because it looks like they're all just at a rave when they get thrown in the air over and over. The reason this works together is because Bonfire is trying to knock them away, but I rooted them inside a bonfire. You also could use sudden acceleration. I think that would turn the knockback into knockdown, but I don't really feel the need because this whole build works this way. We just keep bonfire underneath them and we keep them rooted. I really like radiation for this build because radiation is really good at debuffing, and since they're all rooted together, the radiation it's kind of working at maximum efficiency because nothing is running away as we keep them rooted inside. And then look at that damage. I'm not even really doing anything. Hot feet will give you damage around yourself and slow them. Fire cages will root them in place, and bonfire. All of those things do damage and stack. And then accelerate metabolism gives you more damage, more recharge, and all that good stuff. Let's try it again here. I'll smoke so I can get in close without being seen. I'm going to throw a stun. Oh man, what went wrong there? I did something wrong. Oh, I hit the wrong button. That's fine. Let's see if this works. Still stunned them. Got them rooted. Throwing bonfire underneath. Turning on my radiation debuffs. Rooting again. Now I'm just waiting. Just letting them enjoy their dance party as they get thrown in the air over and over while they're trying to kill me, but they really can't. And now I'll just use my AoE hold for funsies, but I don't need to. They're effectively mostly held because the instant they try to get up, Bonfire is throwing them down. Bonfire does knockdown better than the ice knockdown stuff, better than anything, because it's continuously trying to throw them away. But with your AoE root, we are locking them under Bonfire while it just sits there and throws them in the air over and over, effectively giving you almost 100% soft control lockdown. Any fire controller can do this. If you want to do this and you want to do more damage, then try a Dominator. But you really just need 2 powers to get this dance party going. The soft lockdown dance party of Bonfire. You just need to immobilize them with fire cages and then throw Bonfire underneath and then let hot feet do a little bit of damage. I'm not even damaging this guy and he's just slowly dying. Just by Bonfire and hot feet killing him. It's not the highest damage, of course. I'm not a blaster, but I like to do damage on my controllers because I like to solo. Now, I can't really see around the corner here, so this is not an ideal start, but let's just see how we do without an ideal start. AoE stun. We're going to root them. We're going to get Bonfire down immediately. I saw one guy get thrown out of range. That's fine. We'll be alright. Just keep rooting. Make sure they're all on lockdown. Now I'm going to throw my radiation debuffs in the center of the action. They're all taking more damage. They have a hard time hitting me from radiation debuffs. And they're easier to hit, so none of my fire cages are missing. And they're just, as soon as they try to get up, they're just getting thrown in the air over and over in the dance party build. You can do this with any fire controller because the combo lies within fire control itself with fire cages and Bonfire. Radiation goes pretty good with this. I love accelerate metabolism for the recharge, for the endurance recovery. accuracy, gives you resistance to hold effects, I think, which is really helpful as a controller. And this build comes online as soon as you get Bonfire. Like, so around, I think I got it at level 24. You can start doing this, and this will work all the way up. Like, of course, when you deal with bosses and elite bosses, you're gonna have to stack your fire cages and stuff to get them locked into it. And they might be resistant to knockdown, but you still have stun, you still have holds, you still have so many other tools to deal with. If you don't know this about controllers, you've probably seen the word containment appearing over their head over and over. I'll show you on this guy. Actually, these guys. As soon as they're held under effect, like being immobilized or stunned, any control effect, as soon as you have one control effect on them and you stack it again, you start to do double damage on all your stuff, which is called containment. That's the containment damage bonus the controllers get. So immobilizing them, we're getting containment, throwing Bonfire to keep them on lockdown, and just letting Hot Feet do its thing. And then I'm going to stack my radiation debuffs on them so they start taking more damage and dealing less damage to me. Keep them rooted. I've got endurance to spare, so I'll just keep throwing more stuff so we can do more damage. This is a really fun build that I'd recommend for you guys to try out. I call it the dance party build. As you can see, these are budget IOs. I'm not doing anything fancy here, and this build works great. I actually have Ring of Fire slotted for damage. I have Char, which is a single target hold, slotted for damage. And most of my control just comes from flash firing, which is on a 1 minute cooldown. Less than that when I have hasten up. Fire cages and Bonfire is actually the... And look, I only have one slot in this bad boy. And I have fire cages like set up so that I can get them on lockdown with the knockback root combo pretty quickly. And then radiation infection and enervating field are doing a lot of the work for me. So even if they break out of this stuff, they have less of a chance of hitting me. They're taking more damage and they're dealing less damage. This build works really great with radiation because one of the things I hate about radiation is that you'll turn the toggle on to debuff the enemies and then they scatter, and most of them are effectively not debuffed because they're outside of the range. But since this whole build relies around rooting them, we're rooting them in place and really maximizing what radiation can do. I think if you could come up with a character combination, thematic combination that you enjoy, that would work with fire control and marine affinity secondary, it would probably be even better. It would be, straight up, it would be fantastic because you could stun them, you would make them take more damage from all the marine affinity stuff. You would slow them from the marine affinity stuff on top of Hot Feet slowing them. But the only reason I'm not playing that is because I have tons of marine affinity builds and I'm trying to get away from that because it's so fucking good. It's hard not to play it, honestly. But if you're looking for something else that would work with this, that would work really well, marine affinity would work really well. Time would work really well because it debuffs. Time has an AoE around yourself that debuffs the enemy's chance to hit you, slows them, and all the other powers slow them on top of everything else I've described. The dance party will work the exact same way, and you'll make them nice and slow. But I like radiation because of it. It makes them take more damage. It's, you know, it does all this shit that I've already described. All right, I'll show you one more time. So we're gonna smoke them so they can't see me so I can get in nice and close. I'm gonna throw a stun just so I can get in there safely while I set up the dance party. Getting in to set up the dance party, rooting them. Got them rooted. Throw a Bonfire. I'm gonna reroute them again because I don't want the root to break. They would get thrown out of it and I don't want that. Now we're putting up our radiation debuffs. Rooting them again. And just sit here and enjoy the dance party. Hot Feet, fire cages, all that other stuff is damaging. A bunch of those minions are about to die. You'll see it in a second. I'm not even targeting them. You can hear them dying. Look at them, look at them, look at them. They dance themselves to death. It's so fun. I love this build. It's all, I mean, it just feels powerful because you're just throwing them up in the air like ragdolls over and over while they melt from all the fire damage. I love fire control. I actually don't see that many fire controllers in the game. And when I do see them, I don't really see them doing this combo. When you get to the higher levels and you're facing a bunch of elite bosses and things are on +3 and +4, maybe this is a little bit weaker, but this is a lot of fun at low levels. And you can level it up. You'll be good in your group. You'll be good solo. Try it out. See if you like it. It's just fun. You're controlling these dudes to death, and it looks hilarious, and it's really effective. And I'm not even using cinders. That's my hard control power. I'm just using the stun flash fire, which you get like pretty early. I think there's like a level 16 or 18 power. And then and I only use flash fire so I can get in there safely to cast, immobilize, and bonfire. Once they're bonfired and immobilized, like the fight is over. Anything else I want to do is just like gravy or whatever. Let's see if I can find a group in here. This is kind of dangerous, but we like danger. We like danger. I can't quite see all these guys because I know there's some dudes around the corner there, but let's do an imperfect start. Let's see how this holds up when we're doing an imperfect start. Like I can only see half the guys. Let's see how this goes. Root them all. Most of them are rooted. I can see the fire cages underneath. Bonfire. Get the dance party started. Casting my radiation debuffs. Bonfire. Somebody is hitting me. Oh, that dude's out of range of bonfire, so I'll just hold him with my single target hold. I'm just going to spread my holds around while I continue to AoE root, and I'll throw another bonfire over here, get those guys in the air, back there in the corner. These dudes are going to take a little while to kill because they're out of range. If I wanted to, I could herd them like into the center, but I'm impatient, I don't care. I'm not going to sit here and say like, this is amazing damage. It's a controller. I'm not necessarily counting on damage, but I am counting on the ability to lock them down safely with soft control, and that works pretty damn well, as I've shown you. Look at these dudes getting thrown around. It's just so fun. Lock them down again, bonfire, and then I'm going to stand right in the middle of them and let my hot feet do some damage. I think I have like one slot in hot feet. And when it starts to stack with containment, it works pretty damn well. This is a cheap budget build that is fun and effective, dude. You guys should try this. This is fire radiation again. I would try this with fire marine affinity. If there's a hero build that sounds thematic and fun to you, that would work. I would try time. Dark secondary would probably work with this. But I like radiation. I love accelerated metabolism. As I said, Hot Feet has one slot. It's responsible for so much damage. Fire Cages is slotted not for damage because the damage is so minor that it's not a big deal. I don't even bother with trying to make the damage better with Fire Cages. I just let it focus on immobilizing them for me. And then Bonfire does do some damage and of course throws them in the air like ragdolls. That's it. Like, look how shitty this combo is in terms of my slotting. This is a budget controller build and it's a lot of fun. So try it out. Try fire, root them, throw the fucking bonfire, get your dance party started and burn them to death, dude. Alright, you guys have fun with City Heroes. Take care. Oh, like and subscribe and all that shit. You know how it is. I need your support. Alright, later.